with Aunt T's Corner. I am coming to you a movie review. So this is my first movie review. I've been in a reading mood, so I've been reading a lot more than I have been watching stuff. But it'll be very similar to the book reviews with, talking about what movie it is, all of that. So this is my first one. Bear with me. It might be a little bit bumpy at the beginning, but the first movie I reviewed was School for Good and Evil, so SGE. It's PG-13, and it came out in 2022. It's about 2.5 hours long, and it does have a lot of flashing lights, so if you're photosensitive, then be aware of that. Some of the factors, there is magic. It follows emotion. At the very beginning, the brothers are fighting, and one has blood magic, which is forbidden. There's monsters that steal kids from their beds that are like shadow monsters, and there's some birds that look like they've been dead for centuries, that kind of thing. And there is a demon at the 1 hour mark. And the language, at first 5 minutes, it says candied ass. Dang it is on there. Prig, hell, and there's some oh my gods and a lot of son of a, and it leaves it off. So they kind of like cut it. You know how that goes with movies. So a quick overview of the movie. Two brothers create this school to maintain balance between good and evil in the fairy tale world. They have this pen that writes out the stories and they follow it kind of thing. So they have to protect the story from, evil. So for eons, they share the responsibility. They're two brothers. But one brother wants it all. He's tired of losing, and he's the evil brother. And so he's tired of losing, and his other brother's like, we maintain the balance. Like, I don't understand what the deal is. So he finds blood magic and fights his brother. Evil always loses, heroes always win. So he fights, and it seems like he dies. Spoilers are ahead, so just sorry. Years later, the princess of our story, Sophie, is, she's tired of living in a rinky-dink village where nobody understands her. She wants to make clothes and be a princess, and her best friend, people think, is a witch and a daughter of a witch, and her name is Agatha, and they call her Aggie. So Sophie writes a letter stating that she really feels like she should be in the School for Good and Evil, and she wants to be a princess. She speaks to squirrels, that kind of thing, very shallow. And so they get dragged through the woods and get sent to this school. And the school has, School for Good on one side, and then there's misty fog and stuff, and that's the School for Evil, and there's a bridge connecting them with a tower in the center for the headmaster, the brother who is still alive. So, Sophie gets sent to the School for Evil, while Agatha gets sent to the School for Good. And so they think they're in the wrong schools. And they are considered readers because they keep reading books and stuff, and they have the SGE emblem embossed on these books, and they're the fairy tales, that kind of thing. There are some terms that the kids use, evers and nevers. So happily ever after and nevers. Evil can't have their happily ever after. I was writing this while I was watching it, but they are told there's no mistakes, and Aggie tries to help her friend in getting the prince and proving she's good, because only the good can get true love's kiss. So Aggie tries to keep doing that, and while she's trying to help her friend, she keeps seeing the evil brother, Rafal, continuously, like, throughout the movie, and he warns that Sophie belongs to him. Rafal is still alive, and Tedros, the prince that she's trying to hook up with Sophie, is not falling for Sophie, but for Aggie. And Sophie blames Aggie for the failure of the Trials of Tale, which they go through because they're like, she's good, we know she's good, So trial for tail is you go out into the middle of the woods where these crazy monsters chase you all night, and if you survive until dawn, it was meant to be, and they'll stop and they'll change her school and everything. But they fail the trials of tail. Good attacks evil at the Evers Ball. They go to the Nevers Ball and attack them because evil, they think that if they attack evil that it'll be fine. But you find out through all of the classes they're taking, I can't do anything right today. All of the classes that they're taking, that good only defends. They never attack. So the good become evil while the evil become good because they only defend. So Sophie makes a statement that if they won't switch me schools, then the schools should switch. So Aggie doesn't fight or anything. She stays good through the whole thing. Sophie uses blood magic and starts communicating with Rafal. And Rafal, at the very beginning, you think that he's dead, but he actually killed his brother and is pretending to be his brother throughout this whole thing. The girls defeat Rafal. Evil and good are in one school at the very end. The girls go home. Aggie kissed Sophie because Sophie dies or is about to die, and she kisses her friend as you're my best friend, you can't leave me, and kisses her, and ends up saving her because it's true love of friendship, and that allows them to go home. And right before they leave for home, Aggie actually kisses Tedros before they leave. And now they're both home with power. In the very end, it ends like there's going to be another one, but right now they haven't announced when it will be released or when they're going to start production. But at the end, Tedros sends an arrow through the vortex. It pierces through the vortex into their world, saying that they need Agatha. And then right after the arrow hits a tree, there's a dagger that follows it. So it seems like there's more to the story. There is a book, and it's on my list to review, but I haven't read it yet. But that is the movie review and overview. Hopefully you enjoy it if you watch it. It's a good kids movie. It kind of tells, Prince Charming and, how they become a fairy tale and how fairy tales are written, that kind of thing. So, it wasn't my favorite movie, but it wasn't the worst movie I've ever seen. So, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and check out below if you're on my website below for an actual rating and everything and all of the overviews typed up. And I actually even put the markers of where the cuss words are, just so you guys are aware. So I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I hope you enjoyed this review. Please remember to subscribe to my channel if you did, so that way you get updates on when another one comes out.